As Larry returns home and Gwen is relieved to see him, he then starts to have glitches and flashes of the night he was the wolf. As the TV is on in the background, he sees a report on the television saying a family of campers were brutally murdered by a deranged killer, unknown. Larry then realizes that he was there and he caused that. He then remembers that he had the card from Agent Wagner that he contacts him with saying, "I killed the family. I'm a monster. I need to see you now." "We agreed," said Wagner on the other side of the phone. "We will deal with this. Our job has been to create that illusion that man is alone, and we intend to keep it that way. As far as the public is concerned, it's a brutal serial killer on the loose. Evidence of lycanthropy is, well, no one believes. Now calm down. I will see you in a week. I promise. Try and make peace with yourself until then." A week goes by, and Larry meets with Wagner as arranged, meeting him in a small woodlands outside of London. Agent Wagner then says, "Now, I can help you tame the beast within you." Wagner then removes his shirt and his footwear and sits down on the ground, legs crossed, and encourages Larry to do the same. He agrees to this and sits, and then Wagner tells him, "Now, concentrate. I want you to picture your surroundings and visualize, visualize, visualize." Larry then sees himself in a woodlands where he then is greeted by a wolf. The wolf looking vicious and wanting to attack him. Larry then goes, "What the hell is going on?" He then hears Wagner's voice saying, "I'm guiding you. Tame the animal. Tame it." Larry then stands up to the animal, and the creature backs down. Then Larry comes out of his trance and has his wolf eyes out before reverting back to its human state. What happened?" "That was your inner wolf, the beast, the creature, helping you tame it within. Very soon, Larry, you'll be able to transform at will, and when it is that time of the month when you have no control over the transformation, you will at least be aware and can control the animal." "I've been thinking," said Larry. "I need to tell Gwen about this, but I don't know how. Tell me, how did this curse come upon you?" "Well," said Wagner, "I used to be a crime scene cleaner, and I was cleaning up a crime scene where a brutal murder had happened, and I was not convinced that it was a human that did this heinous killing. I investigated the crime scene again and again, And then, that's when, a month later, the same creature that seemed to be around there attacked me. I got away with just a scratch, but even then I was cursed. I was then nursed by people that worked at the Foundation, and I was under the supervision of the at-time director, Mr. Gray. He explained the way this whole organization, as I have to you, said that I could use my skills to help this organization, the Foundation, and, well, I pretty much knew my place. He said in return he will help me find ways to control the animal, meditation methods. Even a gypsy witch helped me control the animal, putting the brains and the bronze together. And Mr. Gray's the director now of this foundation? Oh no! The current director of the foundation is some invisible man called Griffin. So, you killed people in your wolf form. Well, I can tell you, you are a werewolf now, Lawrence. You will always be a werewolf. This, what we are now, is just a human disguise. I can help you take the mask off and put it on at will. And it all starts with meditations. It takes a while, but I promise you, soon when man will know of the existence of our kind, we can show them that we can control our urges. Another month goes by. Larry is preparing for the next full moon. He then has Wagner at his side. They then prepare for the full moon and transform into their wolf forms. Larry eventually getting a hold of it and getting the hang of the whole transformation thing, learning to meditate and control the animal within him. He then feels confident enough to tell Gwen. Gwen, of course, being suspicious, wondering what the hell is going on, thinking he might be having an affair and why he disappears for 3 nights a month. He finally felt ready to show her. He then took Gwen to a small place in the woods where there's a little cage that he's had made for himself. He then tells her to not be afraid. Larry then waits for the full moon, with himself chained up, and then transforms into his wolf form. Gwen, horrified by what she sees at first, looking in great denial, until a cut to black. The next morning, Larry wakes up, out of the cage and wondering what the hell's going on. Then, he has a strong sense of smell, as his senses are still quite high. There he discovers the mutilated corpse of Gwen. Falling down to his knees and grieving in horror, he then realizes that he can't live with this. Wagner then approaches him, saying that he's sorry that he could not save his fiancée. But, Larry, said Wagner, you chose to show her what you really are. That took real courage. But it seems the beast within you was too strong and he took her. I'm sorry. Don't worry. We can fix this. Did she have any family? No. No, none of us did. We were brought up in care, we met in care. I was going to marry her. And now she's dead. She's dead. And then Wagner comforted him, saying, "No one never means for these things to happen." Larry then says, "I need to find this son of a bitch that did this to me. I need to find them, and I'm going to kill them." Now, Lawrence," said Wagner. "You're talking out of context. You're grieving. You're in shock. At least let me guide you. You've been improving on your transformation skills, learning to control the beast. It's just last night you let your guard down and you felt too confident. I mean, do you have any memories of last night? Not really. I mean, I took them painkillers that you gave me that can help me, well, make the transformation more bearable. Yes, good. Keep taking them. I promise you, you will come out of the other end of this." Then, Larry sees someone in the distance. The gypsy witch from the gypsies that he saw when he was on holiday in Scotland. Then, Larry goes home where he sits and grieves, drinking whiskey, but with his body so adjusted to the transformation and able to transform at will. Not quickly yet, unable to feel the effects of the alcohol. Then he hears something in his house. He then says, "Show yourself," and is the gypsy witch. The gypsy witch then says, "The curse is upon you." "What the fuck do you want?" said Larry. "And how did you get in here?" "Come on, out." Larry then attempts to grab and show the woman out, but his hand goes straight through her. She then reveals to Larry that she is a ghost, and that her spirit has come to him to warn him that the beast that made him saw us and had devoured my people. Our deaths must be avenged. You must find this creature that did this to us. Creature that did it to you, yes. He transformed without the full moon, a method that only my grandmother taught another werewolf before. Who was this wolf? What was his name? "What was his name?" said Larry. Then the gypsy woman faded out. "Damn," said Larry. He then wanted to know what the hell was going on. He then contacted Wagner, told him about this ordeal. Wagner then told him, well, of course ghosts are real. So are zombies and vampires. They too are real. What do you mean vampires are real? Well, a while back, well, about a year or so ago, a Director Griffin found Count Dracula. And now he's currently indebted to us at the Foundation because we helped him reunite with his love. A reincarnate, of course. We even found a monster in the ice and in the North Pole as well a few months later, and let me tell you, we gave that monster a companion and now he is indebted to the Foundation. Actually, he's learning tactical skills, how to fight, how to kill monsters, how to hunt. The Foundation are making him a weapon. That's what also the Foundation, I feel, likes to do. Make us weapons. But not if we can control that weapon at will. Do you trust me, Larry? I do. Good. Now, here, take another one of these painkillers, and we will begin the next lesson. Wait. Here in my house? Well, yes. You contacted me. At least in a domestic environment. We can put your whole thing to the test on the wolf. See if you can get control back. Okay, said Larry, taking a painkiller. He then focuses his mind and then manages to summon his inner demon and transform into the wolf. Wagner then smiles as he himself also transforms into his wolf state, howling away. The next morning, Larry wakes up in his garden, and Wagner then says, "Oh, Larry, Larry, you have done terrible things. You have done terrible things." Then, the whole SWAT team arrive at his house, arresting him. Then, Agent Wagner then makes a getaway through the back gate before the police can see him. Larry is then arrested, saying that he did not do this alone, that there was something going on, and then told them that as hard as this is going to be, I am a werewolf. Really? Said the detective. Well, perhaps you can explain this. Showing pictures of the family of campers that was killed, and his fiancée. Wait, no. This is... Look, I had no intention of hurting them. I'm a good person. I've been attacked. I'm being cursed. I can prove it to you. Really? You can prove it in the psychiatric ward when we refer you there, said the detective. Lock him away. Then Larry said, No, you don't understand. Tonight's the first full moon of the month. I'm going to have no control whatsoever. Please. Larry is then thrown into a cell. Then, about an hour later, he gets a visitor, Agent Wagner. He then says, George, you need to get me out of here. I can't help you there. It's a full moon. I need to prepare myself for my transformation. You need to get me out of here. You will get yourself out of here. What do you mean? Man will know of our existence. Better be sooner than later, really. I promise you. This will be spectacular. No. Why are you doing this? You need to accept yourself, Larry. I told you I accept the fact that I'm a wolf, but I will not accept that I am a murderer. Because I'm not. The wolf is a murderer. I have no control. I have no memory. You said I can eventually remember once I start to transform at will, and yes. But of course, the painkillers can mess up the brain, as I've recently found out at one of our scientists at the Foundation. That's another thing. Why can't your Foundation agents get me out of here? Because this is a case for me. Now, I'm sorry, Larry, but I must go. I just hope the police can keep you contained. At least you're safe. Then Wagner leaves, as Larry then slams against the door, telling him no and shouting. Then the full moon rises and he transforms in his cell, screaming and yelling. One of the police officers wonder what's going on and goes into the cell to investigate. That's when he is attacked by Larry. Then the whole police station call at arms to protect themselves from this beast. The Wolfman tears through the police department and kills many of them before escaping the police station and then roaming around London, causing all kinds of chaos and panic and terror around the city. Then, in an alleyway in London, he then sees something going on in the darkness. The head of a homeless man is thrown out of the shadows, along with his headless body, revealing to be another werewolf. Not like Larry. Larry's Wolfman was brown-haired and furry. This one was white-haired. The werewolf then said to Larry in a demonic voice, "Accept, embrace who you are, Lawrence." The Wolfman backing away, realizing that this is a more powerful werewolf than he is. The next morning, Larry wakes up by a dock in the Thames. He washes himself in the river water and then makes his way round the docks, where he steals some boots and a coat. And then looks for Wagner, wondering where he could be, not knowing the location of the Foundation. He then sees the ghost of the gypsy witch. He approaches her, saying, "What is going on? You need to tell me something now. The beast that made you and made us what we are was here in your presence last night. Avenge my death." That's when Larry sees the whole of her gypsy family before they fade out again. He then walks out into the woods, preparing for his next transformation. There, as the day dawns down, he sees Wagner standing before him. Wagner then saying, "I thought I might find you here, my pup." "I'm not your pup," said Larry. "You're going to tell me exactly what's happened. We were the werewolves of London, weren't we?" "I accept what I am now. I'm a monster. I can't come back from that. I see this now. But you're going to tell me everything you know. I know you're hiding something. I can smell it on you. I can sense it." "Oh, Larry," said Agent Wagner, "I'm so proud of how you've progressed over the last couple of months, accepting your gift that I bestowed upon you." "Wait, what do you mean?" Wagner then reveals, "I'm the wolf that attacked you." "No, yes. Of course, I had to make sure that your wolf ego was strong, willing to obey his master. And he did, of course, with those painkillers that I prescribed you. I developed a technique in them, well, something in them that will make you, well, repress your memory. Make you think that you did something you did not." "What are you talking about?" "The Gypsy clan. And those campers. Your beloved Gwen. I had to get rid of them so I can focus on my protege." "Protege? I'm not your protege. You murdered them people and you knew it. And you had me think that I did it, that I was a monster." "Of course. This is your existence now. This is your species, what you are. You need to accept this." "I will never accept this," said Larry, as he began to transform out of rage and started to punch and attack Wagner. Wagner then started to transform himself, as the full moon came out, neither of them had control of their transformation, and they began to have a fight in the woods, scratching and biting and fighting one another. And then, eventually, Wagner gaining control over Lawrence, he then fought him, scratching his face. Then he then fights him even more. Then he sees the ghost of the gypsy again, this time with Gwen. Then Larry sees it as he's weak and bleeding out, but wounds healing fast. Wagner then grabs him and says, "You could never be like me. Look at me. I'm in the driver's seat, yet the wolf in me is still strong. What do you have to prove for it, Wolfman?" Then the gypsy witch appears before Wagner, letting out a huge ghostly howl at him. And then Wagner, seeing the whole gypsy clan around him, and many other ghosts around him, including Gwen, saying, "You killed us all." "So, I'm a predator. It's in my guts. Who are you to judge an animal at its true nature?" Then, that's when Larry takes advantage of the moment, grabbing Wagner by the genitals and ripping them off. He then says, "You fuck!" Then Larry then grabs Wagner's face, driving his thumbs into his eye sockets and then ripping his head in half, killing him. That's when the Wolfman howls at the full moon once again in the woods. The next morning, Larry wakes up with a half-eaten deer carcass. Getting up barefoot and his clothes all tattered and ripped, he then sees the gypsy clan. The gypsy witch then says to him, "Thank you," as they fade away as their deaths have been avenged. Then Larry sees Gwen. He then says, "Gwen, I'm so sorry this happened. I never meant for this, no one did," said Gwen. "I love you. I know. I love you too, but we're not meant to be. You're a monster. And you accept this? I have to. It's my nature now. I can't undo what's been done to me. I just hope that you can find the peace you're looking for. Please, Larry. Please find a way to control this. You could always end your own life. What is it that werewolves get killed by? Silver. Yes, silver. But what should I do now, Gwen?" "I don't know," said Gwen. "I don't know." She then fades away as her unfinished business is finished. Then Larry hears a voice talking to him, saying, "I see that you dealt with Agent Wagner." Larry then said, "Who's that? Who's there? Show yourself." Then the voice then says, "I see now that Agent Wagner abused his power and authority and lied to us at the Foundation for many times and many years. He had the same belief we did, but he had his own way of doing it, and I'm so sorry you've been wrapped up in this, Mr. Talbot. I said, show yourself." Very well. The voice then shows himself, Appearing before him was Agent Jack Griffin. He then says, "Who the fuck are you?" "My name is Dr. Jack Griffin, and I am the director of the Foundation." "Oh, so now you're showing up." "Please, I only just found out about this with Agent Wagner when one of our mediums were receiving distress visits from gypsy ghosts. We'll deal with that mess. But right now, you need help controlling this animal. I can't control it. I can transform at will, but I can't control it. Agent Wagner never showed you how to control the beast within. But what if I could tell you that you can even control the animal in the light of the full moon?" "What do you mean?" "Trust me." "Can you do that?" "I don't trust anyone at the moment." "It's understandable. Are you here alone?" "I can smell others." "Of course you can. Men, you can show yourselves now." Other agents come out from the bushes and the trees, revealing to be camouflaged. Then Jack Griffin says, "I have a proposition for you, if you would like to hear it. Of course, we'll provide a better secure unit for you to have your third and final transformation of this month tonight. And then I can help you and explain everything." "Can I... well, how would you like to join me for breakfast this morning? It's a lovely day, isn't it?" "Fine," said Larry. "You have my attention, but if you're bullshitting me on this, I will transform and I will rip your throat out. I've had many threats like that before. Like I said, Agent Wagner abused his authority and his power at the Foundation. We were going to just lock him away and cage him like the animal he is, but you seem to have killed him. But I can tell you now, you haven't killed any people. And if you have, it's all been under the influence of Agent Wagner. But he's no more now. No one can control you anymore. The only thing that you can do now is fully tame the beast within. And I can help you do that." "Very well," said Larry, "but first I need a change of clothes and a shower. I stink of dead deer." "Of course, we can provide you with that," said Griffin.